ClearPolitics.com have a very clear way of looking at this race. What do you get when you force a toss-up state toward the candidate winning in the polls? Today's state-by-state polling shows Mrs. Clinton winning the White House by a slim 8 electoral votes. What's turning heads tonight, though, is the fact that the numbers 2 weeks ago suggest she would have won by 128. So she would have had a lot more to spare. Joining me now, co-hosts of I'll Tell You What, Perino and Stirewalt, right here on Fox News on Sundays at 5. That's Chris Stirewalt and Dana Perino. Dana's the author of Let Me Tell You About Jasper, too, How My Best Friends Became America's Dog. Okay, this is amazing, right? Virginia appears back in play. Virginia, where she was ahead 12 points in early October, he now leads, right? Is that, I'm just looking at my information, just coming in. Here it is right there. They just read what's on the board. Look, he now leads. He's got 3 points over her in Virginia. Stirewalt, let me start with you. The reporting out of Major Garrett tonight is saying they're stunned at Trump Tower at their own internal poll showing Virginia's back in play. Trump and Mike Pence making plans to get down there. Do you believe it?
Well, if you ain't saying good stuff about your own internal polls, you're doing it wrong.
But that's not internal.
No.
He's saying their internal confirmed this Hampton University poll.
I would say this. The Colorado poll is very interesting to me because I don't think Colorado has been polled nearly enough in this cycle. Virginia has been carpet bombed with polling in this cycle. This is one poll this is 1 out of 5 that have been taken over the basically commensurate period of time. This is the only one that shows Trump with the lead, and the rest of them show Clinton leads 5 to 10 points ahead of this. Is this an indicator of something that's happening for Trump? Are they catching something that other people aren't? I don't know, because as you get down to the bottom of the barrel here, and as you get down to the end, you are looking for any sort of ping pong ball that goes pinging and ponging around this place.
We're within hours of the election, and potentially Dana seeing I know, I don't like to do math. 12 plus 3 is 15. A 15-point swing in a state as critical as Virginia with 13 electoral votes. I mean, if that's real, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's reason for the Trump people to be excited. I think that obviously the news, as you've been reporting today, I worked at Justice Department for a year, then I worked at the White House for about 6. I've never seen anything like that in terms of the deluge of terrible news for somebody, and in this case, it's the presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. I think that's huge. So the news cycle is certainly favoring Donald Trump. The question, I think, is what Carl Cameron asked, which is, can they get enough of a ground game there to make sure their voters who are so enthusiastic get to the polls in a larger number than hers? That's where the math comes in, certainly. I remember months and months ago, Donald Trump said that the organization is overrated. And I asked
Look at my rallies.
Yeah, and I asked David Plouffe about that. I said, does he have a point there? And he says, well, maybe, but I wouldn't want to take a chance.
Stirewalt, you're focused on the Colorado poll. Why do you think that's the interesting one? They're tied now, according to the latest poll. She was up 4.
Because I think Virginia's fried like a peanut, but Colorado has been under-polled. People have taken for granted that this is a Democratic state now. There have been Trump leads in polls earlier here. Colorado is in play. And remember, Trump needs to flip a big blue state. Now, Colorado is not quite big enough, but you put that together with Nevada, you put that together with Iowa, you put that together with Ohio, which are all states where Trump has polled consistently well, and you start to see an alternate pathway for Donald Trump. This Colorado poll, maybe the sample's a little whiter than it ought to be, maybe.
Whiter or whiter?
Whiter, like me. Maybe more. Too many people of pallor in the sample. But either way, I think the race in Colorado is a heck of a lot closer than people have assumed.
How important is, with just days to go, this feeling that he's got momentum and that she is in trouble, and by that I mean not only, campaign trouble, but legal trouble.
It feels really big to me. And that I am not basing this on a poll. I'm just saying from my gut instinct that if you look at that, yes, she has momentum. Yes, she has some early voting on her side in some states. But to me, this is such a big deal that I could imagine a scenario where he definitely wins the popular vote. The Electoral College then maybe becomes in question. I know you don't believe
He's mocking
Chris,
you. Off camera, mocking.
He is mocking me. But
so mean.
On that night, someone will buy me.
We've been having this debate since May, and I think you're wrong, but that's all right.
Can you have it here since nobody watches that Sunday night show? Oh my God, I'm turning into a Riley.
It wasn't even on Sunday night. It was on our podcast.
Why is that not possible? Why the mocking?
Yeah, Chris.
It is certainly possible. I would never submit that it is not possible. What I'm saying is, some of these polls are right, some of these polls are wrong. There's a picture of the nation right now that says that Hillary Clinton is ahead by a substantial margin and is going to win the election. There's another one that says that Donald Trump is surging through, and we're seeing it in a couple polls here and there. One of these two things is right. I doubt we're going to have a split decision.
I'll tell you what, she's probably delighted that this election is not happening on December 8th. You know, it's like already you hear her. She's like, vote early, vote immediately. Okay, I gotta go. Good to see you both.
Bye.
Thank you.
Whew. Coming up, I just want to tell you that something's just hit on the Wall Street Journal, which is going to be big news tomorrow too. It follows up, but it's a little different than the Bret Baier reporting that we just got about a split between the FBI and Justice and some secret recordings. We're going to get into that in a minute. Also coming up, new warnings about possible trouble at polling places on Election Day. Former Congressman Pete Hoekstra and Richard Fowler are here to discuss. Don't go away on a busy news night.